Attention lawn care pros. You're invited to the biggest event of the year, Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024. November 2nd in Novi, Michigan. Whether you're just starting or scaling up, this is the place to be. Join us for an action-packed day with expert sessions on cash flow management, business automation, client retention, marketing, and more. We've lined up an incredible roster of speakers to help you elevate your business, including Sam Rankin,
Pat Murray,
Ken Deemer,
Brian Fullerton,
Sam Gimbel,
Mark Bradley,
and Jeff Joyner. You'll network with like-minded pros, enjoy exciting giveaways, and get ready to take your business to new heights. Don't miss our Friday night mixer for some fun and camaraderie before we get down to business. And of course, that's not all. Extend your learning with our exclusive Sunday masterclass sessions on November 3rd. Limited to just 20 seats each, these in-depth 3-hour sessions feature Jeff Joyner,
Mark Bradley,
and Sam Gimbel. This is your chance to get personalized insights and strategies from the best in the business. Details on attending the masterclass sessions are available at entrepreneuracademy.com. There is an additional charge for these classes, and they will sell out fast. Tickets for the main event on Saturday are $249 until September 17th, then $297. Visit entrepreneuracademy.com to grab yours now and look into securing your spot for the masterclass sessions on Sunday. I'm telling you, don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to level up and connect with industry leaders. See you in Novi this November. There's a special link in the show description.
Thank you to our sponsors, Xmark, Boss, Short Track, and LMN.
Entrepreneur Academy Live 2024.
You're now listening to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. Straightforward, no-nonsense business advice. Completely unfiltered. Grow your business. Grow your life. Now, here's your host, Brian Fullerton.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast. It is your host, Brian Fullerton here, hanging with you guys, and good morning. Well, excited about running it back with another great guest interview for you guys today. Joined all the way from beautiful Columbia, Missouri. We got Zach Blakey joining us on line one. What's going on, brother? How you doing this afternoon?
I'm doing great. Just getting back from doing the aerations and sitting down enjoying the AC.
There you go. Amen to that. How's the weather over there for you guys? Is it warm, hot, and sticky, or are you guys starting to cool off this fall season?
You know, it's pretty humid. I think today was like a high of like 81, so it's not too bad. Getting out of the 90s, but I'm really excited for those like mid 70s.
Amen. Actually, the 10-day, it's all 70s next week, brother, with lows in like the upper 50s, you know? So this last 10 days, we've had no rain, exceedingly dry, very humid, and very hot, and just all sun all the time. No clouds in the sky at all. So I can totally relate with what you're talking about with it being hot and humid. Not Oklahoma hot. All right, relax, Rory. But anyway, I'm always like, it's 83, it's hot. And all my friends down south and out west are like, you don't even know. So anyway,
I know those guys that was mulch mate.
Oh yeah, yep. And I'm like, we're not even going to get into it today with all that, with how hot it can be. I get it. But super excited about having you on the show today. We're going to get into your story a little bit here. I always love getting guests on the show. You guys listen to them. We have a Monday, Wednesday, Friday podcast about lawn care, landscaping, snow, small business ownership, entrepreneurship. So if you guys are new here, just want to say welcome to the show. I've known Zach for 4, 5, 6. We're trying to figure it out. 5 or 6 years at least on social.
It's been a while.
Yeah, at least on social, Equip Expo, a bunch of old photos from GIE Plus Expo. If you guys know the background there, it used to be called GIE Plus Expo. If you haven't got your ticket, make sure you do and use promo code Brian to get your code and your discount, I should say. Thank you for the support. But Zach, so you're all the way down in B&B country over there, a couple hours away from him. How's business? How's the season? And how things looking so far this year, man?
So we've been in business officially for 10 years now. And I kind of got out of it when I turned 18, just kind of a low phase, losing a bunch of guys, not getting as much work with that COVID. Because here in Columbia, we lost a lot during COVID. A lot of people were staying home doing it themselves, but we've been in business for 10 years. And this last year, so we've been back going at it for about 5 months now. Still kept the LLC through those 2 years, but just it was too much. It was either going to get rid of it or continue it. And we've been going at it for 5 months, and we've got right around 36 mowing clients, and just took on a bunch of subcontracting aerations, and we're doing great.
That's awesome, man. So you've been doing this for a lot longer though, overall, but you just put up, what was it, just COVID that made you put on the brakes for a little while, or were you going to school or college or something too, or what was the story there?
Well, I was planning on going down to Lynn here in Missouri for State Tech for the turf management degree, but I never got to it, and we just got crazy busy. And like I said, we had 4 employees, and we got down to just me and one other guy with 170 yards on top of a full landscaping crew. So it was a lot, and we were all still in school. So I got rid of over half of my stuff, sold off a bunch of my clientele, just kept enough to keep me going. And then this last year, we put out a bunch of flyers and got 87 yards listed up for next year, and going full time again next year.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. So what's the company kind of look like right now? You said about 30 plus maintenance accounts, and then are you guys still doing some landscaping here and there, or how's that looking?
Yeah, so during the week we have around 36 weekly mows and then 4 biweekly mows. We're trying to get rid of those. I don't love the biweekly mows, but we got 36 of the weeklies, and then so that usually puts us up to Tuesday, and then kind of sometimes on the spring it'll roll off into that Wednesday. But we've just been doing Thursday, Friday, and Saturday strictly landscaping and bed maintenance.
Oh wow!
So we do. We have contracts with all of our clients to do bed maintenance. And then we do tree service and shrub pruning and mulch and brush hauling. And when you name it, we pretty much do it.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. So take it back a little bit, if you don't mind me asking, how did you get started in the green industry? I love sharing people's stories and having you guys share your stories about how you guys got started cutting grass, doing landscaping. I think you said you've been doing this for 10 plus years now. Is that right?
Yep. I started when I was 8 years old. So it was kind of an accident, but a blessing in disguise. So my grandpa started this business years and years ago. And my grandma got sick, and so he wanted to just sell it off and focus on her. And so I was like, you know what, I want to do that. So I was helping him on the side, and so I saved up a couple $1,000, and I bought one of his original Skag 52-inch walk behinds off of him for like $2,200.
Okay.
And then I took 5 yards from him, and my dad drove me around up until I was 16. But every year I just gained like 5 to 10 yards. And by the time I was 16, we had, I think it was 70 some. I can't remember. It was over 70 yards. But then I had helpers, and Dad didn't have to drive us around, and we were full blown there. But I started it with Grandpa's mower back when I was 8 years old, and it just kind of grew from there. I just kept putting in work, putting in flyers, keeping a good word of mouth. Word of mouth is the biggest thing. Marketing is great, but if you can't keep a good word of mouth, then your business is not going to go anywhere.
Yeah, referrals are huge. Residential or commercial. I think they're so undervalued, where you're asking people to, hey, can you refer us to anybody? Or just letting folks know, hey, we're always looking for new work. Thanks for referring us, or feel free to refer us to your friends, family, neighbors, coworkers, etc. Like that's big money. And so many people just don't even tap that well,
Yeah. But no, it didn't. I guess I didn't really start the LLC up until I was 12, because we just weren't making as much money, and you didn't really have to. But we got some bigger clients and some nicer properties, and I wanted insurance, and to do that, you had to go LLC. So we went official, and when I was 12, my dad helped me get the LLC and the insurance, and we got it all put together, and it started then.
Dude, that's awesome. That's awesome. And so Green Visions LLC, right? It's the name of the company. Is that what it's always been over there?
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
That's awesome. Now, how did you know that you wanted to, grow your company to the current size that it was? And then like what's the rebound plan for right now? Like, where do you want to get back to? Because it seems like you had a decent business going, and then little like you said, everybody got shook up, for about 2-3 years from late 19 to 23. So where do you want to get back to, or what's the plan now?
So we got up to just over 300K in net back at our best year with the lawn mowing. But our our goal for this coming year is we'd like to be that 150 annual revenue. But our end goal, my end goal, just like I texted you and we've always talked about, we eat, sleep, and breathe this industry, and I don't ever see like a stopping point.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many possibilities in this industry with services that you can never make enough money.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to be in that 1 to 3 million range and have 10 to 12 trucks, but if 5 to 7 million comes, I'm not gonna say no.
Right. Sure. Where do you see the biggest opportunity for growth in your guys' company moving forward?
So our biggest growth right now is bed maintenance. So mowing is great. It's repeating revenue. It's guaranteed. It's always there. But with growing, bed maintenance and just like landscape enhancements is where we're really growing right now.
Is that like weed pulling, weed spraying, landscapes, like mulching, pruning, or
yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say, quantify that a little bit for me. Like what's a typical job look like for you guys?
So a typical job for bed maintenance is we're going to come in, we're going to pick up all your sticks, we're going to pick up all the trash, I'll pull all the weeds, we're going to make sure your edge on your bed is perfect, we're going to trim up your shrubs, everything just tidied up, and everything except for, I guess, the lawn gets touched.
Okay. That's awesome. That's a big portion of our business as well. Weeds pulling, all the weed pulling that we do, all the bed prep, bed maintenance. It's like a 15-20 hour a month commitment. It really is, with how many the commercial sites, the HOAs, all the boulevards, the entrances, the islands, the courts. It is a lot. It's way more than I ever expected, and it's something I'm trying to keep in mind too. Every time we pick up this, a new HOA or a new commercial site, I'm like, dude, that's another couple of pruning jobs a year. That's another couple of hours every month for weed management. It's a lot that scales, not just the mowing. So that's awesome. I'm super excited for you, man. What's been some of your go-to equipment along the way that you've been really enjoying using, both past and present? Stand-on mowers, sit-downs. Like, where are you at on all that?
So I was definitely a Blake Albertson watcher before I was a Brian watcher, and I am a Skag owner.
We all were. We all were, by the way. Blake owned YouTube from 15, 16, 17, bro.
That's true. He is the number one influencer.
1,000%. Yep. I'm his biggest fan, and we're best friends forever. Just ask him. So.
But Skag, we like the stand-ons, the V-Ride 2s. They're easy to get on trailers. They're great on hills, and you got the ground speed of a sit-down. But we're using Skag V-Ride 2s and then steel equipment for hand equipment. For trucks, right? We've been using Toyota trucks for, our whole entire business. We've had a couple Ford F-150s, but we are switching back over to Ford. We need more power.
Okay.
But yeah, Skag, steel, and Toyota.
Okay. The a lot of folks seem like in the greater Missouri area, in Kansas City, that I was able to cut through, seeing Blake, Josh Sutton, a couple other great guys. Seems like it's heavy Skag and steel country over there for sure, and I'm sure every brand's regionally got their own thing, and up here it's all Red Max and Exmark, so go figure. But that's really, the V-Rides are great. every time Skag comes up, I'm always like, love Skag, nothing wrong with them. I think the V-Rides are great. I really, really wish Exmark would come out with a red version of the Windstorm, for crying out loud. That would be just...
the PTO shut on and shut off is a game changer.
1,000%.
The fact that you're not pulling in an enclosed trailer with 1,500 CFMs blowing around is awesome.
That's that and like one or two other points, like the rotating nozzle. But oh my God, every time, even, and I love my Billy Goat, don't get me wrong, my P2000 stand on, but like every time we're in the enclosed trailer we started up, for some odd reason, the baffle goes to one side, which is discharging. the air. And like you said, it just smokes that thing up like leaf dust, and you start sneezing like crazy, you know? So,
oh, it's awful.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I told the Exmark team, I'm like, please, like stop messing with other things. Please just get a standout leaf blower. So I don't know where that's at. Who knows? I really have no idea. If I secretly test something, I will secretly tell you guys all, NDA or not. No, I'm just kidding. But that's awesome. Well, that's really cool, man. And then, so where do you plan to go with the company? I know you said you're excited about future growth, and the sky's the limit. But you guys are doing a lot with bed prep and bed maintenance and working there. What are you guys still doing with like the hardscape and landscaping stuff? Is that still something where you're in the field on, or do you have some guys now that you can help revitalize that part of the business, or is that just old focus and you're more worried about maintenance now?
So it's something I'd love to grow into in the future. It's just I'm going to need more guys. I would be the only one that would be able to work on those job sites right now. We just don't have the other guy that works with me part-time. He just doesn't have that experience. And right now I don't have the time to train him. But we've been taking on a couple. We've had 2 French drain jobs this year. And then we've got I think it's a 450 square foot patio we're putting in next year.
Oh, cool.
So there are still some like hardscaping jobs that we're doing, and we're quoting for a retaining wall job right now, but it's not really something that I'm actively putting out there that we're servicing,
Sure. Makes sense. That's awesome, dude. Well, congratulations on all the growth. Let me ask you this, because how old are you now? You're 21, 22?
I'm 21, yeah.
Love it. One thing I like to do sometimes is like, what's some advice that you could give the younger version of you that was getting started, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago? I remember you saying you were getting started at this thing. You were 8, 9, 10. What's some things that you've learned along the way that have really paid dividends for you? What's some things that you thought were true that other people maybe told you that were true that just weren't, and you're like, no, dude, that's a lie. Maybe about entrepreneurship or running a business or whatever. Anything that sticks out that you could give some advice to the younger version of you or other guys that are looking to get started in the industry?
Yeah, for sure. My biggest thing is, every city has hundreds of lawn mowing companies. They're not your enemies.
Right.
They're your friends. Word of mouth, keeping good relationships with those lawn mowing guys, that pays dividends down the road. I had a guy yesterday that came in with a dump trailer. I don't own a dump trailer, but I had stuff that needed to be hauled off, and he came in 30 minutes he was there, and all the stuff was hauled off.
Wow.
Just because I met him at a gas station. So, just knowing those guys and keeping good relationship with those companies around you is the number one thing I would tell guys that were my age starting. Another thing is just know your numbers. That's so important. It's not just like you go quote $1,000 jobs and you just got $1,000. There's overhead. There's gas, labor, material. All these things cost you money. You don't take home $1,000 on $1,000 job. Just keeping that in the back of your head is really important. I feel like at a young age, not getting too money happy in the industry. But another thing that's very, very important is when you're selling I think you've said this actually on one of your podcasts, but is not not selling, but not selling.
Yep.
It's a really hard thing to learn, but if you can learn it, it'll pay dividends. I stand by a 20% increase if you can learn that trick.
Can you talk a little bit more about that? What do you mean by all the above?
Starting at such a young age. I get it. You're not fully matured up. You're still not just learning the ways of a business, but just learning the ways of living in the world. There's so many things that you're learning. So just keeping those simple things in the back of your mind that other companies around the city that you're in, they're not just people against you. They're people that can help you out. And also the selling and not selling, that's one of the biggest things that I use every single day when I'm talking to clients is trying to get your point across, but also not making it seem like you're trying to get the money out of their pocket. You're trying to sell your service without selling your service.
Yep. So not being too pushy, just being more personable, a little bit more relatable in that regard.
Exactly.
I love it.
My big thing is just rooted in relationships. Try to be more of a relationship more than a salesman.
I love it, man. I love it. Great thoughts there. There's so much to learn about sales and marketing. But I always say, if you can just get at treating people right and treating people how you hope to be treated, and put yourself in your own sales phone call or follow-up email, or somebody owes you money and you're sending like a scathing email. It's like, if you were receiving that email, would you tell that person, hey, get lost, or hey, I'm excited about working with you. Sorry, we missed the ball. We'll get you that check in the mail. Like, don't just send a scathing email because you're fired up. Just remember, a human being receives that email on the other side. And they're often or not, the way you word that email is going to incentivize them to pay or not pay that invoice, whether they owe it to you or not. So being mean, being rude, being a jerk, like, doesn't really go too far, but that's a whole nother story for a whole nother time. So I love it.
No, it's all about respect.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's pretty much what I got for kind of going full circle, man. I'm excited about what you got going on, and it seems like a bunch of great things on the rebound and building the company. Anything else that you wanted to share with these folks while we got you? But super appreciate the time, and I know I'm plucking you out of the field for a quick second as you have been busy performing aerations like you were talking about at the beginning of the show. So thanks for making time for all of us and the podcast. We don't take it for granted. But anything else you want to share with these guys while we got you, man? But if not, we'll kind of button it up right here.
No, I think I'm just excited for GIE next month, and
yeah,
that's it. Just continue growing the business.
Hey, I'm always promoting the things and talking about the things and trying to educate people about the things. You guys know how it goes. For anybody who hasn't been to Equip Expo, you do me your best, not sell. What do you go? Why do you go to Equip Expo? Give me your best 30 seconds. If anybody's on the fence, why should somebody go?
If you're under the age of 20 and you're trying to go to GIE Expo, you're going to have a great time riding all sorts of equipment and talking to all sorts of people. If you're over 20 and you're trying to grow a business, either way, you're going to have a great time. You get to drive equipment, you get to have fun, you get to eat food, you get to get all this free swag. But the number one thing that you will never, but you will always take from GIE is the information. There is multi-million-dollar business owners out there that will talk to you like they're your best friend and give you as much information as you want. You can go there and there's classes you can take that, they're $1,000, $1,500, and they will give you $1,000 worth of information. Mm-hmm. Or you can just put your big boy panties on and go talk to somebody, and they'll give it to you for free.
Amen. Yeah. It's wild how much stuff you can get out of a conference or a show or an event if you just go up and talk to somebody,
Exactly.
I catch up with Corey Ballard all the time, and I learn more in passing than I do sometimes more in formal environments,
That man blows my mind every single year. He's one hell of a businessman.
Amen. Yeah, he's a very shrewd businessman and negotiator. I love talking to Corey. He's no BS kind of dude. You got to love it, So, amen. Well, guys, I think we'll kind of button up right now. If you guys need to register for Equip, we'll leave links in the description. Check it out. If you guys are looking for a great peer group and community to join, check out Link. We're growing every day. 200, I think 6 or 7 members now, growing every day. Can't wait to have you guys part of that conversation and community. Super cool. That's pretty much what I got for you guys on today's podcast, man. I just love getting so many of you guys on the show. Today we had Zach on and sharing his background and his story, and hopefully inspires you guys. I love listening to guest interviews on other folks' shows, so I hope that you guys enjoy listening to them on our show, and it just gives you guys a little bit more inspiration, pep in your step that day, and maybe fires you guys up and lets you know that if that guest can do it, you can do it too. God's no respecter of person, so if they're building a great business, you guys can too, and that's what it's all about. So, Zach, thanks again, brother, for taking time to be on the show today.
Yeah, absolutely. A little quick shout out to the Trusted Lawn Service here in Columbia, Missouri as well. He is one hell of a business owner as well.
There you go. Well, free shout out, man. There you go. I love it. Hey, where can people find if they want to catch up on Instagram or Facebook or website? You got any of that info?
Yeah, we're Green Visions LLC on Instagram and Facebook.
There you go. Awesome. All right, man. I always love plugging that too in case anybody wants to follow, or maybe they're in the same town and didn't even know it, and you guys drive by each other every day, and now you guys can share accounts or work together, network, and work different business deals. That's always a cool thing. A lot lot of times it happens after a podcast like mine or other people's out there when you get to realize, oh, wait, that dude's like 2 miles down the road. I've seen his trucks before, but now you get to reach out and actually make friends. That's what it's all about, building community. So love it.
Absolutely.
Sweet. All right, man. Well, guys, that's what we got for you on today's podcast episode. Thank you guys so much for listening in. New podcast every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, guys. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and follow along. If you guys are new here, please, leave us a rating and review. Love to get that feedback. Let us know how we're doing. Hopefully 5-star, I always say. If you guys haven't left us a rating review, it really goes a long way with just social proofing the show. It allows us to get great guests on the podcast for you guys, folks that can see, in a glance that this is a growing podcast that has great value. For real, just jot down a couple sentences, write a quick review. And by the way, shout out to my friend. He gets a pass. I forget the gentleman's name, but he said, fantastic show, awesome show. Brian's great, all this other mess. It's like, 3 sentences of praise, but of course, unfortunately left a 1-star. Obviously, I believe it was supposed to be a 5-star review. So if you guys are flipping through that pretty quick or got your phone open in your pocket, just be careful that you at least hit 5-star with those nice sentences, unless it really is a 1-star review and we suck. In that regard, I apologize. I'm a lawn care guy, not a podcaster, so I'm doing my best. So 5 stars always appreciated, not the 1-star with 3 nice paragraph and sentences of praise. That was a funny one that came through the other day. But you know what? We'll take ratings, reviews, I guess, however they come on in. So there you go. All right. Well, let's kick it back over to Mr. Producer to wrap this thing up. Appreciate you guys listening in, and we'll catch up with you guys here on the next one.
Before you turn off the podcast, there are 2 things that we believe you will be highly interested in. First, if you're looking to stay up to date with the latest trends and insights in the world of lawn care, then you'll want to subscribe to our free email newsletter. It shows up in your inbox 3 times a week and includes a Monday motivational to kick off your week, a Wednesday what's new to keep you informed, and a Friday weekly recap of all the content we put out. The second thing is we have just launched Entrepreneurial Academy Link. Now you can be a part of an exclusive community that links you to those who can help you grow in your lawn care business. Joining Entrepreneur Link will give you the tools that you need to stay accountable, get real-time expert advice, and find belonging in a community of folks who are passionate about the lawn care industry just like you. Visit LawEntrepreneurAcademy.com to learn how Link membership gives you unique access to monthly hangouts, bidding hour calls, coaching calls, expert lessons, and more. Stay ahead of the curve and level up your business with a membership to the Entrepreneur Academy Link. Find an easy-to-use link in the podcast description.
Thanks for taking the time to listen to the Fullerton Unfiltered podcast with Brian Fullerton. We hope you enjoyed this production. If so, please consider leaving us a 5-star review for the show. While the techniques and ideas presented here are designed to help you grow a more successful and profitable business, no one can guarantee these results for you. We want to emphasize that entrepreneurship is not easy, and the ideas presented here are just the opinions of Brian Fullerton and his respective guests. No one can guarantee success for you. That being said, we hope the ideas presented here help you and motivate you to go on out there and crush it with your own business.
Fullerton Unfiltered Podcast.
Thanks for listening, and we hope to see you on the next episode.
This has been a Brian Fullerton and Mr. Producer production.